Earlier this year, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj was taken from our physical presence by Srila Prabhupada's will. Such an example he will forever be of one who never retired. And of course, by Srila Prabhupada's mercy, we still have in our presence His Holiness Srila Jaipatak Swami Maharaj. And these two personalities, their desire to serve, their attitude to serve, nothing could. What is the difficulty? Srila Jaipatak Maharaj had the most dangerous, devastating stroke that a human being could have. And he had so many, he had organ transplants, and we all, many of us were with him at the yatra in Sri Mayapur Dham, and he can't physically, dance and play the wampers the way he used to. But his desire to serve, his attitude to be servant of the servant and please Krishna and glorify Krishna and Srila Prabhupada is ever increasing. Nothing could stop him. And Srila Gopal Krishna Goswami, he was the first person of Indian origin to take initiation from Srila Prabhupada and to surrender to Srila Prabhupada. He met Srila Prabhupada in a bowling alley that was converted into a temple in Montreal. He had bachelor's degree, he had master's degree, McGill University, Paris. He was very learned. He was working for one of the most successful international corporations on the planet in a managerial role. And yet, upon seeing Srila Prabhupada's authentic love for Krishna and his knowledge of the highest truths in his presentation, Gopal Krishna Maharaj just wanted to serve those who were assisting Srila Prabhupada. People who were younger than him, less educated, who had no income. He was bowing down to them and serving them. Why? Because that's how he honored Srila Prabhupada. It's not a very high level to honor a great soul. It's a higher level to honor those who are striving to honor a great soul, to appreciate that. And he became one of the inner core, intimate associates of Srila Prabhupada. And Pradyumna Prabhu in New York, who was there as Srila Prabhupada's assistant, he was telling from the beginning, Srila Prabhupada had a very special relationship with Srila Gopal Krishna Goswami. He would consult him on things he didn't talk about with other devotees, because Gopal Krishna Maharaj, had that culture and expertise. And he would ask Gopal Krishna Maharaj to resolve difficulties that many others just didn't know how to do. And when Srila Prabhupada came back to India and began establishing his movement here, it was still in a very primitive state of expansion. He requested Srila Gopal Krishna Goswami. He was then not a Goswami. He requested him to come to India to be the GBC for the entire country. And at that time, the book distribution in India was very small. The main preaching in India was life membership to a large extent. And Srila Prabhupada was trying to establish temples here. He put so much effort in Radha Ras Bihari Temple, and Krishna Balaram Temple in Vrindavan. Shruti Kirti Prabhu was always reminding us that next year is the 50th anniversary of the installation of Krishna Balaram. Radha Sham Sundar Gaurnitai. So what Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, he saw Srila Prabhupada, actually Prabhupada instructed him to expand book distribution and to publish more books and translate more books into different languages. And he took that as his life, his soul, and never retired. Yes, Prabhupada wanted book distribution so dearly. It was such an intimate, loving servant. Srila Gopal Krishna Goswami, under his direction, enthusiasm, and inspiration, more books were distributed than anywhere else in the history of the Vaishnava world, what to speak of ISKCON. He saw how Prabhupada loved temples being built. He built more temples than anyone else ever did. He saw how Prabhupada loved when people are coming to Krishna consciousness. He brought tens and thousands, hundreds and thousands of people to Krishna consciousness. In the early 70s, Srila Prabhupada sent him behind the Iron Curtain to distribute books in Russia. He was one of the first, after Mandakini Devi, I think he was one of the first to go there. And the amazing thing, even when he was very old age, and he had heart difficulties, and even when he could barely talk because of his body, age and diseases, still, he was going to Russia to preach. Still, just a day or two before he left this world, he did a Bhumi Puja for a new temple in Dehradun. He was the senior most person in our GBC body. He was still serving. He was the chairman of the bureau to his last breath. And I remember last year, we were in Pune at the beginning of the book marathon, and Srila Gopal Krishna Goswami was there. And there was a Mahasatsang program. How many people were there?
Around 6,000.
Around 6,000 devotees came. And I remember it was advertised that we were both, Gopal Krishna Goswami was going to speak and I was going to speak. So we were walking toward the pandal, or the stage, together. And Gopal Krishna Maharaj, he was walking so slow. And he could only speak with a very, very tiny whisper. And he said to me, "I'm feeling very ill today. I won't be able to speak. You speak." And I said, you just speak whatever you can first, and then I'll say something after. He said, no, I can't speak. I'm too weak, and you speak. I said, after you. And two devotees had to help him go up the steps to the stage. And he sat down. And how long did he speak for?
Almost 50 minutes. In 50 minutes, almost 1 hour.
50. He spoke for 1 hour. And he was telling so many leelas. But the main emphasis of his speech was book distribution, because it was the beginning of the book distribution marathon. And how many books did he instruct everyone to distribute in that month?
7 lakhs. 7 lakhs.
And what did you do the year before?
6 lakhs.
Okay. Now, many of the leaders of Pune are Gopal Krishna Goswami's disciples, and many of the leaders of Pune are from Radha Gopinath temple. Now, because of his great passion to serve and please Srila Prabhupada and transform this troubled world, he inspired people the year before last in Pune, 600,000 of Srila Prabhupada's books to be distributed in 1 month of December. Huh?
1 year.
1 year. What was for the month? I'm trying to, he was speaking at the Pandava. Huh? Okay, well, 1 year. What they had to do that was impossible. And then he comes and he shocked everybody by saying that now I want this year 700,000. Yes, and how many for the month? 400,000 books in 1 month. And when he was saying it, I could see the devotees in Pune. They were like, on one level, I could see in their eyes, we can't do it. This is impossible. This is so hypothetical and theoretical. But while they were feeling like that, they were all cheering, Jai, Jai. Just to make them happy. We were all witnessing just such an absolute transformation. His desire infused everyone's hearts. And how many did you distribute in December of last year?
Last year, 4 lakh plus.
They did over 400,000 books. And distributed over 700,000 books for the year. Now, how is that possible? What is the difficulty? Huh?
I should have brought some of my books.
Yeah, you should have actually. Srila Prabhupada talked about prasadam distribution, and Srila Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, more than anyone in our history, distributed more plates of prasadam on every level. And he was ever just increasing everything, even when physically he could hardly walk, he could hardly talk. He never retired. What Srila Prabhupada is speaking about in this purport, he personified that. And I could see that the devotees in Pune, what to speak of, in Delhi and in Juhu, Radhanath Bihari Temple, so much every year, massive, whatever they're doing, trying to please him. And he was so important in all of our lives. What he has done in Mayapur Dham, what he has done in Vrindavan Dham, and in Delhi, and in Russia, and in Canada, and in America, and in Europe, and here in Mumbai, in India. So today's class is just an introduction to my appeal. Srila Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, we're feeling separation from him very deeply. His presence is still very much in the hearts of those who try to love him and serve him. But this year is the only year in the history of this world where the book distribution marathon is in the year of his departure from this world. In gratitude to him, in honor of him, it is my sincere request that Sri Radha Gopinath Temple and all of our satellites, that we put everything we have possible to fulfill his wish and distribute more books than we ever did before. I cannot think of any way that we can honor him more than if we make this offering in his name, in the name of Srila Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj and his love for Srila Prabhupada. We are dedicating this December book distribution marathon and our appeal, because what I saw in Pune was, and actually everywhere he goes, was like, seemed impossible. But devotees just mobilized everything and everyone and exceeded his request. So let us offer our gratitude and our honor to this very confidential, loving servant of Srila Prabhupada by taking this sankalpa today to do everything we can to distribute Srila Prabhupada's books during this month. In his honor, more than we ever did before, we should strive to do. I see in your eyes the same thing I saw in Pune. But in honor of Gopal Krishna Goswami, let us all say Hari Bol.